Hi friends, my name is Aqil Ahmed, and in this particular video tutorial I will show you how to pass the SSIS variable value from SQL agent job. So this is my profile. I have 13 plus years of experience on Microsoft technologies. So the agenda of today's video tutorial is how to pass the SSIS variable value from SQL agent job. So let's jump to the demo. I have a very basic SSIS package which currently fetch data from a SQL Server table called emails from the SQL Server 2019 instance and then insert the data into a CSV file, emails.csv file. So the data will be exported to the D files location into the emails.csv file. So right now there is no file here. And if I show you the SQL Server table, so this is my SQL Server 2019 instance, and in my SQL Server 2019 instance in the SSIS database I have this table, emails table, which contains 31,000 records. And now I also have the same table, emails table, on my SQL Server 2017 instance in the SSIS database, and the table name is emails as well. Let me refresh the table. We got another table on 2017 instance, and if you check the count, so the count is 10,000. Okay, so what I will do, first I will execute the SSIS package from the SQL Server 2019 instance, which will export 31,000 records, and when I will change the connection to the SQL Server 2017 instance, then it should export the 10,000 records. But right now in the SSIS package, both the connection strings, the flat file connection manager and the OLEDB connection manager, both connection managers are hard coded, and if you want to make them dynamic, then you need to create the SSIS variables. So let me just execute the SSIS package for now, so that you can see that it will export 31,000 records. So the 31,000 records got exported to the D location, D files location, and let me open the file and then you can check the count. So you can see that there are total 31,000 lines in the file. So I think that's fine. Let me close this one, and now let me go back to the SSIS package. And now what I need to do, I will be creating two SSIS variables. The first variable will be server name SSIS variable, data type will be string, and then I will provide the SQL Server name here. So let me grab the SQL Server name from the Management Studio, @ server name. So this is my SQL Server 2019 instance name. So I need to provide some valid value here, because otherwise it will try to connect to that value, it might hang for some time. And another variable that I will create is database name. The data type will be string and my database name is SSIS. Okay, so I created two SSIS variables. Now what I need to do, I can just right click on the connection manager, go to the properties, and then in the expressions I need to make this connection dynamic. So if from the properties, if you check, there is an initial catalog. So initial catalog means database name. So I need to provide the value from the database name to the initial catalog, so that in case if I change the database name, then I can change the value of the database name SSIS variable. Click OK. Now from the property there is server name property, so I will assign the server name property from the server name SSIS variable, evaluate expression, click OK. Okay, so now this connection manager, OLEDB connection manager, is dynamic, and if I change the value of the server name or database name from these SSIS variable, then that value will be assigned to the connection manager. Now we can work on to create a SQL job and then execute the SSIS package from the SQL job, and then we can pass the parameter from the SQL job. So let me go back to the SQL Server 2019 instance and let me create a new SQL job. I will call the job as export emails data, and in the steps I need to click on new step, and then I can call the step name as call SSIS package, and from the type I will select SQL Server Integration Service package, and now from package source I will select file system, and then I will go back to the SSIS package and I can just copy full path from here, and let me save the SSIS package again, and then I will paste the package name here. Now to pass the SSIS variable values, we need to click on the set values, and then I have a command here. I can copy this command and I can paste it inside property path, and now instead of database name I need to give my SQL Server SSIS variable name. So my SSIS variable name is server name, so I will put server name here, and then under value I will put the value for the new value that I want to assign to the SSIS package. So for now I will put SQL Server 2019, and then I will run the package, and then I will change it to 2017, and then I will again rerun the package. So click OK. OK. So my SQL job has been created, export emails data, and let me just right click and run the SQL job. So this will export data from SQL Server 2019 instance, and 31,000 records should be exported. So the package ran fine, and if you check the data, so it should exported 31,000 records. So yeah, you can see that 31,000 records got exported. And now let me just go back to the SQL Server agent job, go to the properties of the job, click on settings, click on edit, now click on the set values, and now let me just change the server name value from 2019 to 2017. So this is my new value. Now click OK. OK. And now let me rerun the SSIS package. And now let me go and check the history for this particular job. I actually ran it twice, so I can click on this one, and then I can just select all the error messages from here and paste it here. So it is saying that login failed for the user anti-service SQL agent 2019. So it seems like this particular user is specific to the SQL Server 2019 instance, and now when it is trying to connect to the SQL Server 2017 instance, so the package is failing. Okay, so to fix it, what we need to do, we can open the services.msc, and then we can check like what users are actually running the SQL Server agent services. So this is my SQL Server agent 2019 service, and if I go to the properties of the service and under log on, so this is another account, MS SQL Server 2019. So maybe I can browse this one and I can put my account. Okay, I can click OK, and I can type the password for this one, and here I can put the password again, apply, OK. OK, and I need to restart the service so that it can take the effect. Now I need to change the user for the SQL Server agent service as well. So let me just go to the properties, click on log on, browse, type my username, OK, type the password, apply, OK, OK, and maybe I can just click on restart. Now I need to go to the 2017 and do the same thing again. Go to the properties, log on, browse the user, same user, because the user should have the access on both the servers, right? So that's the issue, I think. Apply, OK, OK, and now I can change the user for this agent service as well, SQL Server 2017, browse the user, OK, I can type the password here, apply, OK. So I think this seems good. Maybe I can restart the SQL Server 2017 service as well. So I think everything seems good now. Let me go back to the SQL Server 2019 and let me just rerun the SQL job again. So this is successful. So I think that was the issue, that because we were connecting to the different servers using different users, those were not having the permissions. So that's why it was failing. And maybe I can make a video on this one, this topic, like how we can fix these kind of issues with the SQL agent job in future. So I can close this one, and if I check the data now in the emails.csv, so there should be 10,000 records, because SQL Server 2017 contains only 10,000 records. So this is good. So I think that's what we wanted, that from the SQL Server agent job we are able to pass the values of the SSIS package from here. So you can pass the value to any SSIS variable. Right now I just pass the value for the server name, but you can pass for the database name or to any other SSIS variable as well if you have multiple SSIS variables. So I think that's it for today's video. Thank you guys for watching the video, and if you like the video, then please click the like button, do subscribe to our channel, press the bell icon and click on all so that you will be notified every time I upload a new video. Thank you so much.